It was, as I remember now, a long time ago. Hey. Well, anyway, it happened, you know. I was still living in the city and commuting 35 km to work every day. It was the second year of my stay in the collective farm. Well, not exactly a collective farm. It was an individual enterprise, but that's beside the point. Spring came. Active preparation for planting began. And we had a tractor driver at our base, popularly known as Lyoka. And Lyoka, the tractor driver, lived near the base constantly, well, until he got drunk, of course. And why am I embarrassing the guy? After all, it's not true. When he got drunk, he always returned to the base too, but I must give him credit. It was a rare thing, and life wasn't easy either. In general, Lyoka and I got along well, and we had heartfelt conversations. More and more about livestock and how tasty it is, how good it is our own deer. And with a heavy heart, I told him my story about how I wanted but couldn't. And then about wanting to raise piglets. The tractor driver, Lyoka by popular name, had one invaluable quality in his youth. He used to raise piglets in his village until he left to seek better fortunes. A tale is told quickly. An even quicker one acquires piglets. Lyoka found someone who breeds piglets, and off we went for a trio, 3 piglets, that is. Huff, Puff, and Bluff, that's exactly how we didn't name our piglets. We brought them to the base and released them into the pen made in advance by Lyoka. He had thought of everything for their comfort, a piggy paradise. A hut with a roof, a trough with a drinker. And so we lived as a united pig-feeding brigade. Time passes, piglets grow. But then disaster struck. It came from where no one expected. General dissatisfaction arose in the kingdom state, that is, in the collective farm, which turned out to be an individual enterprise. Murky times began, dark and impenetrable. And the wild thought in my head, I want to live beautifully. I still don't understand how living beautifully fits in my head with let's raise pigs. Faster than acquiring piglets, a pig presents itself to the bosses, in the form of a resignation letter, and in response to questions like why and how. The same madness, I want to live beautifully. I didn't start living beautifully, but I definitely gained more time, unfortunately. I lost some money, luckily. It didn't affect my pig. Yes, I only had 1 boar, the other 2 belonged to Lyoka. I didn't show up at the base. All the chores, like feeding, fell on the tractor driver. He didn't mind, and I was all for it. Time went by. Pigs grew. I got poorer and paler from having nothing to do. I didn't have a dacha at that time. A couple of times during the season, I visited and brought goodies to my feeders. Cigarettes, sausage, bread, everyone was happy. Lyoka with cigarettes, pigs with bread, me with pigs. Castration went smoothly, and without my presence, thank God. I had to show tolerance and not call the boar a boar anymore. Something neutral stuck, like piglet. And now it's already autumn in full swing. Winter is close. Walkers are coming. Hodok disappeared somewhere. Had to come up with something like that. Game of Thrones, respect right. Next boar, I'll name him Hodok, okay. He calls me one fine evening, Lyoka, and starts explaining something about slaughtering a pig. It's time, you need to take it, and I'm leaving. I, being a bit slow, well, you already got it, that's my usual state. Try to negotiate with him on some day to help slaughter and dress the carcasses. But it wasn't to be. In the course of our strange dialogue, it turns out that it's all over. No more pigs, only carcasses. Well, 1 carcass, mine. He already did everything himself. Or not himself, ITK. And I just urgently need to come and pick up the meat. And for you to understand, it's winter outside, cold. It's been dark for a long time. And we're at home in warmth and comfort, watching another stupid TV show most likely. Nothing to do. We get up, get ready and go. On the way, we discuss where we'll put the meat packages. It definitely won't all fit in the fridge. Full of inspiration and greed, we rush to meet the food shock. That's an understatement. Lyoka told me that the pig was dressed, which for me means the sausage is ready. The cutlets are wound and frozen, and here, a whole carcass. A whole, damn it. Lyoka, without batting an eye, helps us load this cutlet into the trunk and waves goodbye, saying he's going home, to the village. We are completely bewildered about what to do with this wealth, standing perplexed near the car. Oh yes, we have a pig carcass in the trunk. And in the car, there's a very specific smell of fresh meat for enthusiasts, by the way. The evening is coming to an end, and we're in complete awe. Oh, in this state, and then Christina remembered about Vasya. And Vasya is our friend. the only one who grew up in the village and, theoretically, should know what to do with a corpse in a car, a picturesque scene. December 24th, late evening. I call Vasya. Hello, are you in Krasnoyarsk? Yes. At home? Yes, sober? Ask just for fun, no drunk. Do you have a big knife? Yes, why? Sharpen it. We'll be there in half an hour. We have a pig in the trunk. It needs to be dressed. Okay, just like that. Problem solved. We're saved. We rush from the village to the city and rejoice in our luck that everything worked out and we won't have to transport the carcass in the car. As I was about to, well, why not? It's winter after all. It would freeze, and that's it. We could dress it in spring. We arrived in the yard. Somehow I felt uneasy about dragging such a fool into the entrance. Vasya met us, very cheerful and slightly bewildered. As it turned out, it wasn't just luck, it was magical luck. He had literally just returned from a business trip, driving 3,000 km. He hadn't slept for quite a while and decided to relax. And here we are, he came down with a kitchen knife. I was counting on at least a cleaver. Tried to lift it, no luck. Heavy and slippery, meaning slippery. Vasya walked around and confessed that he had never done butchering before. He slaughtered, apparently, skinned, gutted, but butchering his mother and sister always did it. Well, darn, some helper. Okay, it wasn't as scary as it seemed. His theoretical knowledge in this area was enough. With his sharp kitchen knife, he managed to chop the pig in half. He made quite professional, in my amateur opinion, incisions in the legs, grabbing onto which we got something like handles, and with 2 attempts, we managed to drag the carcass upstairs. Vasya continued to relax. Well, I decided to support my friend. Like, it's not right to drink alone, let's drink together. I went for some limoncello, not the best drink with meat, and bags for the meat. Later, Christina had to take me home in our swallow, and she doesn't just address the mechanic as you, but dislikes him, to put it mildly. But she delivered me home safe and sound in general, with jokes and fun. While Christina was frying the fresh meat, Vasya was cutting the carcass into pieces, I was packing the meat into bags, and updating the stacks. The evening passed quite unusually. I recommend it to those who haven't tried it. I never would have thought that a small pig would be enough to feed so many people. We distributed the meat to all our relatives. Then we also gathered with friends to make dumplings, great tradition. We made a lot of filling and distributed again, and this, not to mention the lard, which is still in the freezer. Well, either we're just big eaters. Do I want to raise another pig? No. Definitely I want to raise many pigs to everyone. Good and not so good food, but at least healthy.